Corporate life. Corporate life is something that many of you are dreaming about. I was there when I was studying in uni. I was dreaming about this corporate career lazy who wakes up early in the morning, goes exercises, gets coffee, goes to work, leaves at 6 p.m., goes home, and repeats the next day. Honestly, it sounded like the best life that you could get ever back in the day to me. My opinion has changed, but we can talk about it later, not today. Today, the topic of discussion is how my expectations of corporate life versus my reality has shifted once I got into corporate. I will talk about factors that everyone who is interested in corporate life and corporate career needs to know. And if you are already in corporate, let me know your experience down below. I'd love to read those. Hi, I'm Amina and welcome back to my channel. Here on this channel, we talk about personal finance, budgeting, and all the other important topics in life, such as corporate life. Don't forget to subscribe. As I said in my introduction, I want to talk about what my expectations were versus my reality of corporate life. And we tend to glamorize our dreams before we actually get them. But once we're there, we see everything with our own eyes. A little bit of background. In uni, I was this person who loved studying. I spent most of my time in the library. I was studying extra. I was doing all this extra work because I enjoyed it, and I knew that, okay, if I study enough, I can get good grades. So for me, the correlation of the result, which is good grades, and the effort, which is 100%, was 1-to-1. This mentality I brought with me into corporate. This is the first mistake, because the correlation between your effort, which is 100%, and the result, which is career progression and promotion, is never 100%. What do I mean by this, and why does it happen? In corporate, you have such a thing such as corporate politics. And what is corporate politics? Corporate politics is an informal group or alliance that is formed that may influence certain decisions, that may lead to information asymmetry, that may lead to favoritism. All these factors, such as information asymmetry, favoritism, lead to an unfair decision. Why is it unfair? Because first of all, information asymmetry is something that happens when someone possesses more information than the other person. So let's say you're on the same level, employee A, employee B. Employee A has more information than employee B. Employee B actually doesn't know anything about a certain opportunity that's coming up. Employee A is raising the interest for this opportunity. The employee B doesn't know. So this is what's an information asymmetry. And guess who's gonna get this opportunity? Employee A. Because first of all, he had this opportunity, he was able to act on this opportunity. Whereas employee B didn't know anything about this opportunity, didn't know that it was coming up. So employee B may feel like this was an unfair decision because there was no competition, no public announcement of this opportunity, and employee A got this just because he had a little bit more information than employee B. This may seem unfair. So now, if you compare this to my mentality when I was in uni, I knew that everything was dependent on me. The better I study, the higher grades I can get. If I didn't get a good grade, it meant that for me, it meant that I missed something somewhere. This point may be very frustrating for ambitious people, because ambitious people tend to put 100% of their own effort into their work. So instead of putting 100% of your effort into your work, if you're interested in career progression, I would put my effort into building my relationship strategically inside the company. Another expectation versus reality point is that every corporate has its own culture. So you need to understand and adapt to this corporate culture in order to be able to stay there and get your paycheck. You need to adapt. Why didn't I know about this before I actually get into corporate? I didn't expect it because, again, before you just do your studies and you get good grades. So essentially, you are not distracted by other things. You actually don't care about anything else other than your work. Here, you need to care about the culture. You need to be involved in the culture. You need to be involved in the corporate life in order for you to progress, in order for you to stay in this corporate job, this corporate life. However, there is a lot of gossip going on inside every single corporate job. I think this is very important not to mix corporate gossip and involved in the culture. Me personally, I don't like gossip. I try to stay away from this gossip as much as possible. I don't want to be involved in any drama of corporate. There is a big difference between being involved in corporate life versus being involved in the gossip. Being involved in corporate life is very important to feel like you're included, to make sure you're recognized as one of these people in corporate, being part of the team. But being involved in gossip is discussing unnecessary things about other people and about other people's life. It's hard to stay away from all of this because people always have small talks, people always want to talk, people always want to gossip. And build your boundaries at work and just stick to your boundaries and don't let anyone cross those boundaries. Another expectation versus reality fact that I really got frustrated with is the lack of meaningful impact. I expected my work to matter. I expected my work to have big impact. I expected my work to be recognized as something very important. Because again, with the mentality on when I was graduating uni is that I worked so hard for my grade and it's giving me such a big impact. It's giving me start of my life. It's giving me this opportunity to work and get money. So impact is big on my life. But at work, the work that I do doesn't feel like this anymore. At the beginning, you feel like, oh, you're so important. You're delivering project A and project B, and you're doing so many things, and it should matter. Everyone should know about it. But then you come to the realization that you are just one small employee in this large corporation, in this very big company, and there are 2,000 more employees just like you. And this feeling is very hard to deal with because for me, for example, I am someone who wants to make an impact, who wants to see the impact of my work. And in corporate, it is very hard to do. It's very hard to see what the impact that you are making. First of all, there's no direct impact. Second of all, the impact that you are actually making maybe in 5 or 10 years. And time is going on a daily basis, And once you understand that this is how every corporate is working, the decisions are being made at the level of the management. And if you are someone who is just a regular employee, there is almost zero impact at least on a daily basis. There is impact maximizing shareholders value on a daily basis. This is the real impact that every employee is making, maximizing shareholders value. But what do you maximize for yourself? You learn skills. Okay, once you learned your skills, what else do you want? And you're just stuck there, trading your time for this paycheck that you're getting on a monthly basis with almost zero impact that you're making every day. Your ideas and contributions get diluted over 2,000 employees. You're just another resource that is trying to put 100% of your effort for someone else's value. Slow career progression. I'm not sure who lied to us, by the way, and lying to us on a daily basis that career progression is real in corporates. I'm not sure. My expectation versus reality in this specific point is absolutely out of this world. When I was in uni, I expected career progression to look like you put 100% of your effort and you get what you really want. You get what you really deserve. Before, I wanted rapid growth. I wanted to make things impactful. I was very motivated. I wanted to do a lot of things. I had a lot of ideas. But then the reality is that you do so much effort, you do want to progress, but you cannot be pushed further. Why? Because reasons such as you haven't been in the company for a specific number of years. For example, if you want to become a senior, let's say analyst, a senior consultant in any company, and if you are being amazing in the first year or two, if the policy of the company is that to become senior you need 4 years, you will need to wait up until you are 4 years in the company, and only then they will make you senior. Again, this is the same point as that your efforts are not one-to-one related to the career progression you're making. Let alone there are other 10 people probably wanting to get into the same position as you are. Taking all the factors that I talked about, corporate politics, the favorite person of all these 10 people will get the opportunity. So you, as someone who believed that you really deserved it, you would need to wait, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 more years to get to the position that you really want. This slow career progression is very frustrating for ambitious people, because ambitious people, they think that I will give 100% of my effort and I will get 100% of what I want. It doesn't work this way. Promotions in monetary terms. Budgets in corporates are set 1, 2, 3 years in advance. Promotions in monetary terms, this year we are getting something that was agreed last year or the year before or 2 years before. Essentially what this means is that no matter how amazing you will perform this year, the budget is already limited because it was set 2 years ago. So those were my corporate expectations versus reality factors. Thanks for watching till the end. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in my next one. Bye!